sons and daughters.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Aurora Smedley podcast, where I talk about what I want to talk about. And in today's episode, I'm just going to be sharing what I've been experiencing over the past week as far as releasing my first music video, recording my first music video, and starting to deal with haters. And so I just want to share what's going on in my life and in my process as I am continuing to embody my music career. So this past week was significant for me because I just dropped my first solo release, which is on all platforms now. You can find it under Dangerous Dija. And that is going to be just a fun intro track to my world. And in this release and in recording the music video for that song, I actually came across a ton of challenges and difficulties. And the takeaways from that I want to share with you because I think it's going to be supportive for you overcoming whatever challenges and difficulties you're experiencing in your life. So I'm going to start by talking about this music video. I have had a vision in my mind for what this music video was going to look like for several months now. And I kept playing it in my head and being excited about it and feeling that it was going to be a really good time. But in the actual process of trying to get the thing recorded, I came into a ton of challenges. Before recording this particular music video, I messaged basically every single person that I know in the area. I posted on multiple Facebook groups, on Craigslist, basically everywhere that I could think of to find somebody to do camera work, to find people that might be willing to be in the actual shoot. And I just got no's from almost everybody. I tried to record it one weekend and it didn't work out. I tried to record it another weekend. It didn't work out. This person flaked. That person flaked. Then finally, this past weekend, I was like, well, I have to get it done now because the song's coming out. So leading up to the weekend, I was just like, worst comes to worst, I am going to literally shoot this music video by myself using a tripod or just holding this thing with a selfie cam because at this point, I'm not going to be picky about whether my vision can be realized. I just want to get the thing done. But at the same time, I still really had faith in this vision. I had the idea of getting someone to drag me around in a wheelbarrow with a suit on, and I just thought that would be hilarious. But for some reason, when I started sharing this idea with people, I don't think anybody really got what was going on. Nobody thought it would be funny. Everybody thought it was weird that I wanted to shoot a music video in this decrepit parking lot, basically. And so this just felt really challenging for me. And then finally, I did find somebody to shoot the camera footage. And literally the day of the shoot, he flaked. So it was just one thing after another. I expected that my friend would be down to wear a suit in the video, and then he decided he wouldn't be. And I thought that I would have a place for us to change, but then that changing location was no longer available. And so it was just a series of hiccups in every possible sense of the word in order to get this particular music video out the door, basically. Finally, like I said, the camera person flaked. And at that point, I kind of surrendered and I just told myself, if this is meant to be, then God better step in and make it happen because I've done everything that I can. And One of my spiritual teachers, he actually talks about how you have to go your 100%. And once you go your 100% and you've maxed out all of your possible resources, that's when you can surrender and let the universe take over, essentially. And I truly felt that this was exactly what happened for me in this situation. I put in my 100% effort. I maxed out every single possible avenue that I could have of getting the people and whatnot to come. And I bought the wheelbarrow, and after all of that, at the last minute, something fell through, and yet I was basically saved by the grace of the universe, as well as my high school friend, Frank, who very kindly stepped in to come and support and shoot the video with us. And it ended up, he did an amazing job. Warren did an amazing job. And we got a hilarious, just ironic set of videos that I'm very excited about. So now I just have to edit this thing so that you all can see it. But in the meantime, I'm very happy to have all of this going. So something else that's been going on in the past week for me is that I've been getting a lot of haters. One of my posts actually blew up in the metal community, and pretty much every single person commenting on that video was saying how the song sucks, my voice is trash, this is cringy, and basically informing me how I should make the song better, or just how my music is a laughingstock in some way. And it's interesting because there's that on one hand, and then on the other hand, I have some other posts where somebody's like, oh my God, this is amazing. When are you going to win a Grammy? So it's such a stark contrast between these different things that people are saying. And I guess with all of the hate comments, I started taking some of them kind of personally. I would say that I was pretty relaxed about it compared to how I would have been 5 years ago. I think 5 years ago, I would have been crushed. But it still kind of bothered me a bit, and I still kind of was in my mind having these little conversation battles with them and trying to get back at them, etc. And I just realized that, well, first of all, these people are helping me in the algorithm. So they're helping me get more reach, which that's great. I'm not going to complain about getting more reach and getting more shares and having more people know about me. I'm totally stoked about that. I think the other thing that I noticed is that there's a lot of trash talking from people that aren't actually doing anything themselves. They're not actually creating anything in their lives. And so it's almost like, because they're not happy with the fact that they're not doing anything, that they get to talk trash on some stranger on the internet whose song they haven't even listened to yet. Because all of the hate actually started happening before the song released. So none of them actually listened to the whole song. And what this made me realize is that perhaps all of this negativity, all of this hate that I'm experiencing from the universe is maybe just testing me to see if I'm going to stick to my guns, testing me to see if I'm going to still move forward despite all of this bullshit, tomato throwing crap that is happening on one of my posts, right? I think another thing that this made me realize is that now I need to have some boundaries in my social media world. So I started hiding some of the really just non-constructive comments. If a negative comment is constructive, I'll take it, right? But if the negative comment is just completely worthless and doesn't really actually make anybody better in any way, then I just started hiding these comments so that the people that actually follow my page and actually like my content are not basically going into it. It's kind of like if you're in a bar and the bouncer doesn't throw out the people that are like causing a ruckus, then none of the cool people want to come to the bar, right? So I realized that I kind of need to be the bouncer for my own bar on social media and basically like kick out the people that are being idiots so that the people that are cool have a place where they feel comfortable and still want to hang around, you know? So those were some of my takeaways from all of this hate commentary stuff. But I will say that I did feel kind of negative. I did feel kind of like I wanted people to see me and appreciate the work and the hard work that I've put into making this possible. I wanted people to appreciate the song because I like the song. I think it's really catchy. I think it's fun. I think it's a pretty simple song, actually, but I think it's fun. I like listening to it when I'm in the gym. I discovered that today. I enjoy listening to it around the house and having a relationship with this song. And so I feel like that is my job well done. And I do think that, or I hope anyway, that some people will also enjoy the song. So this made me realize that I need to keep producing regardless of the feedback that I get. And that as a result of getting visibility, as a result of getting fame, as a result of getting any kind of accolades, I'm also going to get shit. I'm also going to get critics. I'm also going to get people who are going to talk trash on what I'm doing. And I really can't sit around and let these haters dictate my career. I think I'm also realizing that a big part of me releasing music is cultivating my relationship with my own visibility. Because I think that previously I was so concerned about being seen as being dumb or not professional or whatever. But right now I feel I think that my allergicness to my own cringe has gone down. And I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe it's because I don't really care what people think as much, or I've perhaps given up on what people think. And a big part of me making these music videos as well is that I see that in creating these music videos, I'm shaping my own sense of visibility and pushing myself as far as how I'm being seen and the art that I'm creating with the visual aspect of the music as well. Because I know that me picking challenging outfits, me picking outfits that are out there, that are strange, that are pushing the edges of perhaps fashion or design in these kinds of visuals is both A, what I'm interested in, and B, it's pushing my own edges. I will say it is pushing my edges because I feel afraid to be seen in that way. I feel afraid to be seen wearing a crazy ass outfit, right? And so as I am working on these music videos and recording them and preparing them for release, I am aware that I am working on my own fear of being seen wearing these outfits that I think are dope. And I feel it when I'm in public wearing these outfits too, going to a restaurant and eating there afterwards wearing my outfit, going and hiking around Sedona wearing a weird outfit. So, where amongst all of these hikers wearing some crazy top. So I think that all of this is really challenging my sense of cringiness, my own internal sense of cringiness. It is really pushing my edges as far as my fears around being seen certain ways and my fear around maybe failing publicly. And I think that that's part of this release and the haters and all of this. So much of this, I feel, is really me developing my ability to be seen and not knowing what people are going to think of me, not having control over what people think of me, and still going out there and doing my best to express myself authentically, regardless of how people think of me. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm excited, as always, to share what's going on in my world and how my career is expanding. And I hope that this encourages you to go after your dreams, whatever those are, and whatever shape they may take. And regardless of whether you feel like you're going to be seen as being cringy or stupid or weird, or if people are going to laugh at you, because if they laugh at you, then it's really just showing that these people are not willing to do the work themselves. So whatever it is that you want to get after, go get after that thing. And I look forward to hearing about that in the comments and seeing you next week in the upcoming episode. So thanks so much, and I'll talk soon.